The purpose of this channel is to help me become a better writer by getting advice from you guys and watching your critiques of my motorcycle riding as I commute to and from work each day. We're going to start off today with going down a residential street in my neighborhood. This is not far from my house, and I can see down the street, I can see a red truck with a trailer pulled away from the curb. This is a vehicle right here as well that is coming towards me, and I have to make a decision what to do here. So if we watch what happens, I actually will let that car go past me, but I've already decided at this point that I'm going to move over onto the left side of the street and then give this a wide berth here. Again, I don't know what this truck is going to do. There's also someone here standing in front of the mirror. I don't know that the truck sees me or anything. I know that this area is open, and again, I'm traveling maybe 20 miles an hour at this point, and so I just go right past it and then make the maneuver back over. This is just something I want to show about following distance. I'm making an effort now to keep 2 seconds back from all the cars. You can see that this is a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. I'm not perfect at this, but I do try to watch my following distance, largely because, as you'll see here, cars coming in from cross streets as well as cars passing me, they can see me better if I give that 2-second following distance. Also notice I'm in lane position number 1 over here on the left, again, to give these cars the ability to see me. It's again something I'm working on. Now here I was at a stoplight waiting to turn on a highway, and I realized I couldn't see my headlight. This is because apparently my low beam isn't working, and so before continuing on, I switched on to my high beams. Now this next part is something that terrifies me. I'm going 50 miles an hour down a highway. There are 2 cars here waiting to enter the roadway. One is going to turn left, the other is going to turn right, and then this car right here in front of me, this SUV, is turning right. So it's slowing down and completely blocking the view here. So what you'll see I do is I make a lane change to try to make myself more visible, but the only problem is if these people are looking right and seeing these cars coming down, and so this little hatchback is going to turn left and try to beat those, I'm pretty much toast. I don't know how to navigate the situation any better. I would appreciate your advice. You'll see that I pull right out into position 1, again trying to make myself big and visible, but still these cars turning right are blocking this hatchback, and this could have been really bad if they didn't see me. Fortunately they did. We continued on our way, but hey, I'd like some advice on how to handle that situation a little better. All right, now we're going to come into town here, and there's going to be a merge. Now, if I was a car, I would have no problem zooming right up here, taking my place in the merge and zippering into this traffic. But I'm not sure what to do here on a motorcycle. What you'll see I end up doing is continuing on, speeding up just a little bit as I see this opening occur, and then merging right there. But was that the right thing to do or not? I'd like your advice. Now, here, this red car right here passes me going well over the speed limit. You'll see that we're in a 40 zone. We're just about to come up on a 50-mile-an-hour marker. He passes me, and then as we get closer, I will actually give it a little more throttle as we hit this 50-mile-an-hour zone right there. And then up until this light, that's about a half a mile away at this point, I will actually catch up to him a little bit. Once I pass this cyclist here, I'm going to move over into lane position 3 because I'm a little worried about this guy at this point. I'm also trying to make myself visible to cars that might be pulling out of these parking lots. Now, we're going to jump ahead a little bit, and you'll see that the car comes to a stop right there at the stoplight for me. The light's now turned green, and we're going to head off. This BMW had whizzed by me a while before. I know that he's not going to be waiting for anyone. I'm going to stay a little closer to him than usual, though, because I'm not sure that this car knows I'm here anymore. Also, I'm going to start covering my horn with my thumb, because if this guy starts to make a move, I want to let him know. Notice I move over into lane position 3 here, give myself a good exit on the shoulder if this guy does decide to cut me off and I can't stop in time. Now, we get the flasher, gets turned on, and I lay on my horn, and he backs off. Okay, but again, that was because I had been watching him for a while, and I knew that he might be prone to such a maneuver. Here again, this is following distance as well as staying in lane position number 3. I feel like I have good coverage. No one's going to come over from the left because there were cars to my left over there. Same thing here, following distance, staying in lane position number 3. However, there's a right-hand turn coming up that everyone wants to take, and this guy's going to sneak on in there, and I'm just going to let him take it. I'm not going to try to be aggressive or anything, although it does cut down my following distance quite a bit. All right, still following this car. We're now on a side street. Again, I want to give this guy some distance, and one of the best places to do that is at the end of a school zone. You'll see here is the sign that says end of the school zone. I am not going to accelerate very quickly out of that, and you'll see he does, and it increases my following distance quite a bit, and that's what I want. Now, here at the stoplight, I know I'm going to be making a left-hand turn in about a half a mile or so, so I'm going to stick a little closer to him than I normally do off the line, and I'm going to keep looking back at these two cars to see if there's enough of a gap for me to get over. This car wound up being pretty slow off the line. I had plenty of room. The camera's mounted to my handlebars, so you won't actually see me look back, but you'll have to take my word for it that I do. And we'll jump forward a little bit. Okay, so right about come through the intersection. I think there's one more intersection I go to. Again, this car right here scared me a bit. Fortunately, he was going to stop for this car in front of me. Used him as a little bit of a shield. And then right about here, I decide to make that move and cut over into the lane. Okay, I'm going to stay in lane position 1 here, hoping that the dummy lane can serve as an exit path, and that if there any more gap appears here, I'll have an exit path on the right should anything happen in front of me. Okay, now here's another part, and did I do the right thing? I don't know. You'll notice road closed on the right, and construction workers have put up pylons here to keep people from attempting this left-hand turn. I want to turn left at this light up here. There's no one in this turn lane at all. At this point, I'm getting pretty tired of getting stuck in traffic, and I'm not trusting any of these drivers. So I very slowly make my way into the dummy lane, do a quick dodge maneuver there. And I'm not going very fast. I'm going maybe 15, 20 miles an hour, and I'm watching all of these turn signals as well as the front wheels to see if anyone's going to turn to come out. No one does, and I make it up to here, up to the turn lane just as it turns green, and I'm able to wait for traffic and make that turn successfully. Now this is coming up to my office. I know that this parking lot here on the right is a one-way parking lot. All of the stalls are angled. You're supposed to enter here from this side and then exit out past where I've already gone by. Coming up on this, and I see that right here. I know that this car is lost, has no idea what it's doing because it's coming out of the entrance to that parking lot. So you'll notice I slow down quite a bit, and I move way over into position 1, and you'll see it's an elderly woman who's doing the right thing, looking over her shoulder, waiting for any traffic before she merges in. But that could have been bad. Again, just keeping my eyes open. Now here, I see this red jacket right here, red sweater. It's a pedestrian walking across, and this big fir tree right here was planted by the grounds crew for some reason in the middle of, or in the median with a crosswalk that passes behind it. So I see them disappear, and I'm going to slow way down because I know they come out, not even looking on the other side, and let them go. Okay, finally I'm going to pull into the parking garage, and here we have this big Toyota truck parked right in front of the motorcycle parking. Now it's not parked, it's stopped. I could have laid on the horn, I could have done a lot of things, but I decided to let it go, and sure enough it moves out of my way so I can pull in. Now, why is that important? Because it turns out that that truck that I could have honked at is actually my boss. And I didn't realize that until he got out of the car. So be nice to everyone, stay safe. Let me know what I did wrong, give me suggestions on the things that I don't know. And we'll talk to you later. Thanks.